Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being the early birds that had the appetite to have lunch right away so that you can make it this particular event. So I appreciate you coming, and we're going to go ahead and get started. You'll probably see some further folks coming in, but just to keep in line with all the different programs and speakers that I'll be following myself, we certainly want to try to adhere to the time to the best we can. So I think when it comes to blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and whatnot, there's a lot of excitement. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by sharing a video with you that was just recently made that shows a lot about what Samsung is doing when it comes to our blockchain strategy and what we're looking to you with the developer community to try to grow out our ecosystem. But before I start the video, let me just briefly introduce who I am. My name is Wook Lim, and I am on the service planning group over at Samsung HQ in Korea. And essentially myself and my team members from a global level we'll work on the blockchain partnership biz dev opportunities, and this is where I'm hoping that after this session, that perhaps outside or whatnot, or whenever, if you run into me, that we can have some further conversations about what maybe you're working on when it comes to blockchain, whether they be some sort of a dApp or you're trying to come up with some sort of a coin or whatnot, so that we can see what we can try to develop. So with that said, we'll go ahead and get the video going.
For a long time, we've been living in a centralized world. Only centralized agent and institutions held all important data and confirmed all transactions. But those times are over. Welcome to blockchain, a true game changer. So what is blockchain? It's a decentralized database with an immutable timestamp record of data distributed and managed by a cluster of computers. So it's open for everyone to see. In other words, an absolutely decentralized system with no middleman. This means more power to the people, and it will revolutionize everything. For example, it can show where charity donations are spent. It will allow artists to sell art directly to fans. It can even make the world more democratic by making voting easier and more transparent. The possibilities are endless. To be a part of the blockchain, you need two things: a private key and a wallet. But what if I lose my key? What if my wallet gets hacked? What if? Samsung has the answers. Introducing the secure and convenient blockchain service, Samsung Blockchain. We move forward with this blockchain hub, which will reshape the mobile experience and accelerate new business opportunities with its open ecosystem. How is this possible? The Samsung Blockchain Key Store, Samsung Blockchain Wallet. It's not just super easy to use, it's also super secure. The Samsung Blockchain Key Store uses a separate space from Android OS. It stores and protects private keys safely and conveniently, with a vault-like security under Knox. The Samsung Blockchain Wallet is what allows you to easily manage and transfer cryptocurrencies and purchase content on dApps. Your signatures or transactions are executed with Samsung Blockchain Key Store safely. If this is all new to you, don't worry. Samsung Blockchain SDKs are provided with full support. For Samsung Blockchain SDKs, it has never been easier to join the Samsung Blockchain ecosystem. All these features are available right in the palm of your hands. Now you can just focus on making awesome stuff, convenient, secure, and open to everyone. This is Samsung Blockchain. Samsung Galaxy users around the world are waiting to see what you can create. You have the power to change the game. Join us and be ready.
Thank you. So it says to join us and be ready, and by the clap of your hands, I'm hoping that you guys are all in agreement that you're going to go ahead and work with us and get some great stuff out there so that we can make this ecosystem as wonderful as we can. So thank you for that. I think this video was one that was made to ensure that we can cover as many angles and aspects of what Samsung is trying to do. The main thing I want to stress is that in today's relatively short presentation, we're certainly going to go into some of the aspects of what Samsung blockchain is and whatnot, but really it goes in line with what you heard in the keynote presentation today. And I think from the ones I've caught, the primary thing I heard was that we're open for collaboration. We need your assistance. We need your thought leadership when it comes to the technologies and ideas you have, and let's work together by partnering up. Please download our SDK and so forth. So that's similar to what's going to be here. The main thing I want to, again, stress is listen to what we have to share. If you're interested, and we hope you are, please talk to us. Please partner with us. So getting into blockchain and cryptocurrencies, I think possibly there's folks in here that are very advanced. Maybe other folks are on the bus that I'm on, which is a little bit more on the learner's bus. But we're going to quickly go through many of these subjects and keywords that's associated with this particular segment. And if you have any questions, again, please follow up with me after the session. And so when it comes to what we're trying to achieve, we're trying to come to you folks to give us the leadership, as I mentioned before. You know, a lot of times as I talk to different people that want to partner with us, they'll inadvertently start by saying, hey, look, we want to understand how we can put our dApp on your Samsung blockchain. We don't have a Samsung blockchain. Or look, we'd like to take your token or your coin and we'd like you to try this or that. We don't have one. What we're trying to do is we're trying to really work with partners and get your ideas and ultimately leverage what we have from Samsung in terms of all the assets we have in terms of market share, brand power, scale and whatnot to try to deliver what we're both looking for in a partnership, which is higher usage, revenue possibility, and greater exposure. So how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to do this by going over these 4 different things. We're going to try to understand how we can together solve real-world blockchain challenges. We're going to briefly discuss what the Samsung blockchain is, even though we don't have a blockchain per se, and how is it secured? Obviously, without security, there's no further discussion necessary. And then what's in it for you? Why do you want to partner with us? So before I get to the next slide, by raise of hands, how many people here have cryptocurrencies? All right. I'll give you guys my address later. How many of you guys have a hot wallet? Actually, I don't. Wait, I do. Okay, much less. So I wonder what this slide is trying to tell us. So if you guys are familiar with what a hot wallet is, what a cold wallet is, and so forth, you guys understand that when it comes to blockchain and the different dApps that are out there, the root of all the transactions that occurs is based on your private keys as well as the wallet. And most of us, and in this case, maybe it might be not the case here, most of us generally start off with a hot wallet. And a hot wallet would be similar to what you would have in a physical wallet. This is where you would keep your monies, and from there you'd go ahead and make purchases or transactions or whatnot. And it's really convenient to use because it's close at hand, and your wallet is theoretically connected to the cloud. So you have quick access to use it to whatever purchase you want to enable. But on the other hand, as this slide clearly shows, unfortunately there are some bad actors out there. And some of these actors will do all they can to try to get into your wallet, similar to maybe an experience that you may have had at a public tourist place where someone tried to pick your pocket. And of course, this is something that we don't want. This is something that we want to avoid. So some folks have taken a different approach. How many of you in this audience here have a cold wallet? Okay, a little bit more. And so when it comes to cold wallets, you guys know that there's tremendous security. So for myself, when I look at a cold wallet, it'd be almost as if I had my personal vault or maybe my own bank with me where I can go ahead and securely keep all of my digital assets and not have the risk of having that information compromised. Why? Well, primarily because with a cold wallet, it's not hot, it's not connected to the web. There is no connection to the cloud. So you yourself control how the funds are going to move in and out of that particular cold wallet. But what are some of the drawbacks? I'm sure everyone here knows. When it comes to a cold wallet, every time you want to sign off a transaction, you have to take an auxiliary piece of hardware, and some of these hardware is pretty nice actually, and you would need to connect that in order to verify that you want a certain transaction to go through. Maybe if you're a heavy user, someone that has a lot of assets, that might be a good way to go. That's probably the best way to go. But for the masses that we're trying to appeal to, because we're trying to build this ecosystem and appeal to the crowds that are out there, this may be something that might be a little kludgy. Certainly, there's a lot of places that take crypto for coffee and whatnot, but like this little question says, do I really have to carry my cold wallet with me all the time? I just want a beer, substitute coffee or whatever it is that you'd like to put in there. So how can Samsung help when it comes to these dilemmas, these real-world challenges that are out there? Well, this is where Samsung's blockchain platform framework comes into play. And essentially where I want to start when it comes to these three different key points is number 2. We now have, as you probably heard in the keynote session, we have a Samsung blockchain SDK. We have a lot of SDKs. But we spend a lot of time with our developers to make sure that they're very easy to use, you have full technical support, and it's free. So I welcome you to certainly take a look, download it, and see what it's all about. And because we have the SDK, this is where we invite you, the developers, the technical folks, to go ahead and perhaps think about different types of decentralized apps that you'd like to build and partner with Samsung. At the same time, you have methodologies where we can provide a wallet for all of our users on our mobile device so that they would have, again, the convenience of having a wallet in their phone, easy to use. But the real critical difference is number 3. Number 3 is our key store. It goes back to what you heard in the main room when Terry spoke about what Knox is and the benefits of Knox. So if you take a look at this particular side, you'll see that when it comes to your private keys, they are stored in a secure place. It is within some Samsung Knox, and Samsung Knox is a wonderful technology, and it's the root of all of our business when it comes to regulated industries, financial institutions, and governments. And by having these key stores in a separate place, not within the Android framework or the software whatsoever, it puts the information that you have to protect at all times in a TE environment where you can go ahead and ensure that your information is secure and it can't be pried or touched by other folks that are out on the web. So speaking a little bit more about the differences between what Samsung Knox does in protecting your key store versus some of the others, it's pretty easy to see. When it comes to other types of wallets that are out there, you'll see that you're working really off of a hot wallet type scenario. You're working with a wallet that's connected to some sort of server with no protection whatsoever when it comes to a secured environment. Samsung, of course, by leveraging Knox, allows you to put these key stores into the chipset itself, into the hardware. It cannot be touched. It cannot be compromised. So this certainly lends a lot of credibility. This is what's driving our business in the enterprise space, in the government space, and again, as I mentioned before, in the regulated space as well. So now, by doing this, we can provide the user with our device a very convenient hot wallet-like experience with the security of a cold wallet. So speaking a little bit about Knox, it's very critical for us when it comes to our partners, they understand how powerful Knox is. Now, you can get a lot of information just by going to the particular website that's there, samsungknox.com. But here you'll see that from all the different colorful points and whatnot, the main things I'd like for you to understand is that look at the blue bubble with the white bubble inside. In the Android world, you have for Android for enterprise security, but look at how wider and expansive the Knox platform is. It really is the leading factor when it comes to securing mobile devices in the Android world. And then if you look at below at the various credentials, Samsung Knox has all the criteria that are demanded by these regulated industries, whether it be common criteria, FIPS 140-2, whether it be DISA acceptance, whether it be any of the regulatory points that different countries require, those have all been met out. We have the widest security certification for any Android OEM. So please take the time to look over the information that's listed here. As you can see, we have over 50 certifications in 10 different countries. So now that we've gone ahead and shared with you what the strength of our system is based on the SDKs, based on Knox and whatnot, what does it look like for the user? So when you open up your device, your eligible devices, and you're looking at your Samsung wallet, what you'll see is something similar to what you're already using today. You'll see a wallet which has the balance of what you have. It'll show you the type of a coin or token that you may have. And then from here, you can do the normal things that you would normally do when you go about transacting, whether you're sending or, the best part, receiving, whatever transaction it is, all that can be done in this particular interface. At the same time, we also now have an associated dApp marketplace or listing, if you want to call it such. So how good is the wallet if you can't really transact or do something with it? So it'll be almost like you're a millionaire, but you're a millionaire on an island where you don't have any internet access or any way to mail order anything. You don't want that. So we conveniently provide a list of dApps. Now, this is, again, where we need your assistance. We started off in the spring of this year, and we started with 4 dApps, just to prove that we can get this done. But recently, you'll see that as of the middle of summer, we went and increased it to almost 20 dApps. And now, with your help and with the partnership that we're eliciting here, we're hoping to exponentially grow this. We don't want to just double up. We don't want to just increase it by 4 times. We really want to grow this to a big number, somewhere in the triple digits, if not more. And this is, once again, where we're requesting your assistance. We're inviting you to talk to us so that we can have the necessary discussions to really make this happen. And we'd like to really make this big to the point where we can have different types of categories, verticals, and whatnot. And as you saw in the video, whether it's a dApp that helps you to choose who has the prettiest dog, or tracking how a charitable organization sends your money across, whatever it may be. For me, I'd love to have a dApp where I can buy tickets, movie tickets or concert tickets, and know what kind of seats I'm getting, and that if I'm buying through a secondary market, that I'm going to get tickets that actually work at the gate and not get rejected. So I think there's a lot of different gaps, and of course, games. Who doesn't like games? Everyone loves games. So if you're in any of these types of areas, if you have ideas on what you think you can do to build out and partner with us, please approach us. So when it comes to our SDK, what is it about? How can we go about helping you leverage this? I think in this room, most of you guys, if not all of you, already know what to do with a software developer kit. Please go ahead and download it. We spent a lot of man-hours in our engineering team to come up with something that's simple to use. And not only is it simple to use, but we also have technical support built within so that if you have any questions or whatnot, there are folks that can help you with answers to your questions and try to help you move things along. And with this, you'll see that we have right now, when it comes to the protocols that we support, we have 2 right now that's listed, Ethereum and Bitcoin. And I'm happy to say that we also now support Clayton. And since the information dropped this morning, Scott, you'll like this, we now also support Tron. So please, thank you. So please work with us. Please enjoy Justin's comments tomorrow when he does his Spotlight interview. And please, again, consider Samsung when it comes to what you can do with your different ideas and technologies in the blockchain world. And now that I've been pleading and exhorting you and entreating you to partner with us, what's in it for you? Do you get a free Samsung big screen TV, a refrigerator, washer and dryer? Maybe. No, really, what you're looking for is this. You want to increase your business. You want to grow your business. You want to grow your community, your own ecosystem. Let's do it together. What's our biggest selling point? We have the number one mobile market share when it comes to connected devices. We have the legs, the muscle, the strength to get you the exposure you need. And we have also the marketing team to get your information passed across. Further, we have the global distribution, the scale, and the brand. Did you see Interbrand? Interbrand last listed Samsung's number 6. We're worth $61.1 billion when it comes to our brand. Could you use that help? Would it be beneficial for your brand? Let's see. Come talk to us. And of course, we have the SDK that's free and easy to use. So we're asking you, please, let's have that discussion. Let's jump on board and get something going here together. And then before I let you go, a little bit of housekeeping. As I said before, my primary message here is to give you a high-level bit of information in regards to what our strategy is and get you to come and talk to us and partner with us. I gave you a little bit of information in regards to the technical aspects and the security features that we have when it comes to our Samsung blockchain and our key store, but I strongly recommend you do 2 things here. Number 1, after this presentation, we have another Samsung HQ person, an engineer who'll talk a lot more in depth about the SDK and speak about the key store. And further, we also have in the exhibition hall, we have about a dozen current partners that we have that have different types of dApps and protocols, and please go there and talk to them. You can certainly check out their solutions, but ask them what it was like to deal with Samsung. Is that Wook guy honest? Does he really say the right things? Or is he full of it? We really want you to get the full flavor of what Samsung can do to help your business and together for us to grow this business. So once again, thank you for coming to this particular venue. I know that it's the first one, but I appreciate you being here. I hope you got something useful out of this. I hope you can go ahead and listen to the next speaker and visit our partners. Thank you very much.